Hey, it's Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Well, Google now is going to make sure that you know if something is offensive or not, or at least what some people may consider offensive. A story that came out, Google apparently adding a new tool that will flag offensive search results. This from Fox 5 New York. Google trying to improve the quality of its search results by directing review teams to flag content that might come across as upsetting or offensive. I guess we can all run to our safe spaces now once we've all been triggered. With the change, content with racial slurs could now get flagged under a new category called upsetting and offensive. So could content that promotes hate or violence against a specific group or people based on gender, race, or other criteria. What that other criteria is, we don't really know. While flagging something doesn't directly affect search results themselves, it's used to tweak the company's software so that better content or non-offensive content will rank higher than what Google says is offensive content. The approach might, for instance, push down content that is inaccurate or has questionable attributes, thereby giving prominence to other so-called trustworthy sources. The review teams, comprised of contractors known as quality raters, I wonder how you get that job, already comb through websites, of course, to flag content that's questionable like pornography and other things. Google added the new category, upsetting and offensive, in its latest guidelines for quality raters, according to Fox out of New York. So you go through this, and there might be some people that say, okay, this isn't a big deal. But, listen, you've got the new and offensive flag instructs quality raters to flag all web results that contain upsetting or offensive content from the perspective of users in your locale. So I guess if something's offensive here, it may not be something that's offensive in New York City, or something that's offensive in New York City may not be offensive in Lubbock, Texas. I don't know. Even if the result satisfies the user's intent, it still could be flagged as offensive content. So even if the results are what the person searched for, such as white supremacist websites or, dirty jokes or, rap songs that have the N-bomb in them, those results may not pop up as frequently. It sounds great on the surface, but I really wonder about how freedom of speech is really going to be impacted by this. You already have Twitter and Facebook and other social media sites that will flag what they deem as offensive. And in many of those cases, we've seen where conservatives and conservative thought and conservative websites have been targeted more so than liberal thoughts and liberal websites and liberal commentators. Take Twitter. There have been a number of conservatives that have been censored on Twitter, but you look at liberals and that doesn't always play out the same way. Who's to say what's offensive? And why do we need to flag these results? What happened to the internet and really everyone just having an open mind? And if you see something you don't like, click X and you can go and find something else. I really don't need YouTube or Google or Facebook or Twitter to tell me what's offensive. That's for me to figure out. And here's this too. I don't think we need to censor offensive material. And here's why. Life can be offensive, okay? The real world can be offensive. The internet can be offensive. And when you go out and you start censoring offensive material, it puts blinders over people. And that's how you get the little snowflakes who are in college who can't handle things. It's because they've been protected from all of this offensive speech during their entire lives. And when they get to a college campus, they really don't know what offensive speech is. Offensive speech on a college campus is conservative viewpoints. It's someone like Ben Shapiro coming onto a college campus, and you have all of these liberal students who show up, and they're saying that they need a safe space and that they are triggered, and that Ben Shapiro and other conservatives shouldn't be speaking on a college campus. It's pretty sad to see. So what my big fear is moving forward with Google, with Twitter, with Facebook, with social media, are we going to start seeing conservative thought, conservative opinion that may run against those in New York, may run against those in Los Angeles? Are they going to be unfairly targeted? Because on college campuses, we've already seen that offensiveness is just conservatism. Will conservative thought, conservative ideas, conservative websites, I'm not going to say conservative news sites, but conservative opinion sites, will they be censored and flagged just because someone is upset? Remember, this is just an upsetting and offensive flag. If someone is upset by something that they see online, and they are a rater, a quality rater, they can rate that as upsetting or offensive. In my opinion, come on, leave the internet alone. Let free speech prevail. Stop getting offended by every single little thing in the world. And come on, it's the internet. You're going to see something offensive all the time, unless you just put yourself in a little bubble, which is one of the problems with this nation, people who put themselves in a bubble. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. Follow me on Twitter, Chad Hasty Radio. Have a great day.